Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to
SEO
Live
Live
Support.
Stream. Yeah.
SEO Live Support, your favorite SEO live stream in the universe. We answer your SEO questions live, and yeah, that's pretty much it. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Let me think. Anything worth saying?
We'll take that as a
No,
no.
not really. No, but doing good. How about yourself, Christopher?
Well, I think I finally figured out the green screen thing, so you can see it's like just not
Perfect.
messing up or anything, so that's cool.
Was it a lighting issue or what?
Filter issue.
Hmm.
But yeah, guess it's working now. So yeah,
Looking good.
I'm happy about
Looking
that. It's the
real
small things in
good.
life. Um, all right, guys, you know
I
how it
wish you
works.
believed that.
You know how it works. Go ahead and just ask your questions in the chat, and we will get to you as soon as we can. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we got some audits lined up. We got some people that asked questions previously. Yeah, but if you're here live, we'll try to give you priority and stuff. So yeah, any questions at all, doesn't matter if you think it's a beginner question, advanced question, whatever, go ahead and ask them and we'll get to them. Hey, Mohammed, you have some questions? Go ahead and drop them in the chat, man. We'll get to you. Jahir, how's it going, sir? How you doing? All right, so we'll guess we'll start off with this one, little site audit. And I'll pass this to you first, Nick. This is someone who's in or was in our MLB program, which is our managed link building program. I get Ahrefs set up for you guys so you have something to look at while we are auditing.
I've never seen this niche as far as I can remember.
All right, and let's see what he said first. Okay, so it says, I've been doing your monthly backlinks since the start of the year, and I'd like to know if what we're doing is heading in the right direction. I was after improving my ranking for Wedding Magician, but it's remained in the same place, currently floating between positions 5 to 8. Let's see what the rest of the thing says.
Maybe just for when we chop it up, pull out the.
It's fine. A
I think
local
so.
thing, anyway. It says, the majority of the links you've built for me have been towards the homepage, which I understand is great for overall backlink strategy. Do I need to increase the strength of the links towards? And then he gave a specific inner page URL, which I believe it's a typo, but I'll send that to you as well, Nick, so you can see his main page and the main keyword. I might add the last letter on there. That should work. Yeah, that works. Okay.
Oh.
And then he says, before I continue with monthly links, I just want to be sure that what we've done so far is making strides towards the goal. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a quick look. So when we just look in Ahrefs and look at what's going on here, it looks like the site's definitely adding some keywords and traffic, which you always want to see. I wonder what the keyword potential for this site is, because it's a pretty
I was
like
kind of wondering that.
it's like a specific
Yeah.
location and
Niched.
yeah, very niche down, which you guys probably saw already. It was for Wedding Magician, and we won't tell you location or anything, but definitely a bit of a I'm not really sure how many people are hiring wedding magicians. I've never
I know.
seen
I've
a
never heard of
wedding
one.
magician, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how many people are searching for it. I guess we could search for it real quick. I just wanted to check real quick because it's kind of interesting to me. say like Wedding Magician New York, volume 0 to 10. I'm assuming the New York will be a higher population than where he's searching for. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like
Yeah.
very small search volumes. But anyway, so that can kind of give you an idea of, just the overall search volume for the site. When we're looking at these graphs here, say like, oh, 1.6K traffic, definitely not a lot, but they are going up, and it looks like we're kind of dealing with these lower search volume keywords, right? So I wouldn't really expect that number ever to really get too high
Yeah.
with what
Plus,
we're,
I mean, we're talking local and
yeah.
he's the service provider. So even just one conversion is going to be, worthwhile for his campaign.
hmm Let's see, how many pages you got on this site? 114. So yeah, I guess we could just pretty much stick to like an on-page audit type thing. Um,
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at off page. Everything looks solid. Anchor's solid. Backlinks are good.
well, I think most of the backlinks we built,
Nothing I
well, at least
see.
like, all the ones that are going to show up when we put like a little filter on like 250 traffic, DR10 plus or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But
Because I don't think you
I
had a
mean,
ton of link
overall,
building before besides just some kind of like pillow links and directory type stuff.
yeah.
Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
but off page looks good.
yeah, and he had said he had also, I guess before we move on to the other stuff, he had mentioned that we were building mainly homepage links, which is definitely something we do and that we like to do until a site kind of starts adding more traffic and stuff. I'll have a quick look in his file real quick and just see what's going on. Yeah, it looks like so he did like 4 or 5 months in MLB. Uh, we definitely started off with lots of homepage links because I guess he wasn't really moving. Then we kind of switched to about 50-50 or about 20. We're doing about 25 to 50% interpage links towards the end. So definitely not just doing homepage links anymore after the first couple months. And I would say just looking how the site's doing with the traffic and everything, that's probably what we'd want to stick to. If you're only getting between, 2 and 5 links a month, if you're on his budget, because it's a small budget, we'd probably stick to like 1 to 2 interpage links a month, maybe 3 on some months if we did like a 5 link month, but definitely probably wouldn't want to do much more than that. But they could handle interpage links.
Yeah.
And it looks like as far as, I just want to see what we've done as far as like anchor text. It looks like we've done kind of like some topical stuff without being too aggressive. I see like some exact match here, but not too much. Yeah, so I like what's been done by our MLB team for sure. Definitely approve of this. So yeah, if you continued with MLB, you'd probably get more of the same of what you saw in the past like 2 months, or past 3 months, which was a decent amount of interpage links while still linking to the homepage as well. Getting a good mix of anchor text in there, including some exact match, but a lot of kind of like partial match or like topical anchors that include like a keyword, but it's not really something you're trying to rank for. So not being too aggressive, but definitely getting a bunch of relevance in there. So yeah, I mean, let's say your off page is looking good. I want to check and see if we've actually linked to his main page yet. Looks like we linked to the main page he wanted to rank twice. And that's the page he kind of seems to really be focused on. So yeah, we definitely don't want to push it too hard. We can definitely link to it more. But I know you want the rankings for that, but at the same time, you have to. Basically, if you see us talk about link building at all, if you're in our group or watch our YouTube videos, you'll see us talk about not completely just slamming inner pages with links trying to get them to rank. And so, our team is trained on that as well, and they don't want to just throw a ton of links at one page because you want it to rank. First, they want to basically link to the entire site overall, while also strategically adding links to your main target pages from time to time as well, without overdoing it, essentially. This ends up being a lot more natural, a lot less risky, and just a very good like long-term link building approach. But we could definitely link more to the inner page as well. So that's what we'd be doing on our end. Now I guess we can go check out his end and see what's going on with his website. Have you found anything yet?
Honestly, like just so far, really good. I would probably add stuff like NAP to the footer, maybe small stuff like that, but overall, like, he's got a really nice blog that's got overall information about, the concept of weddings, his geographic area. Looks like interlinking is good, outbound linking is good. Quality information. I don't know if it's, SEO optimized or anything like that, but it's one of the more put together local sites that I've seen in a while for an audit.
Nice. Very good. So Nick approves.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you're doing something good over there. Yeah, I'd say it definitely looks like you're on a good path here,
All
right?
his social
Um,
profiles set up, and not only set up, but actually, like, this is somebody who's their own brand, and they're doing a really good
yeah.
job of representing that. So it's almost like, even though we're here and typically we're talking about businesses buying backlinks or, like, trying to manipulate data sets to rank in Google, this guy's, also just brand building and doing things very naturally that we like to see in a campaign. Has info rolling everywhere.
Wondering what his actual main keyword is real quick. I want to check one thing and see if it's keyword plus location or if it's just trying to
Mm. I don't think it's just
keyword.
location. I think he's in his entire geographic region, like country. Pretty small
Gotcha.
country too, so.
Um, yeah, that's true. I feel like he should put some locations, at least mention some locations on this page, though. Would you
He's
not?
got a location set of pages under the last drop-down menu
Let's see.
with one,
Um,
like, I don't know, 15 different locations.
at the top,
Yeah, look at the bottom.
well, it starts with higher.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. I gotcha. Let's see, does he actually have a locations page? Looks like not. But each individual one has
What
a
is
page. Okay.
this one?
I'd say that's one thing you could do is actually make a page that's just your locations page. Like you can still have all the individual location pages, but make a hub page as well.
So he
Um, I
has
like
a
having hub
he has
pages.
a
They
hub
make good link
page,
targets. Hmm.
but
He has a what
a
page?
hub page. And I thought it'd be
Definitely not
for
when you click on it in the
locations, but
menu.
it's not. Well, in locations, if you go down to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6, but it's so it's like a general thing, and I thought he'd have locations in here, but he's only got like different types of events he'll do, etc.
Anyway, it's not a huge thing, but I would like to see a locations hub page. They make great link targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a nice thing to have, and helps Google kind of just understand stuff as well. Even though they probably have got it figured out at this point, but I really like hub pages. Um, I also don't think he really has a straight up like services page, um, which I would like to see as well. Just a services page that lists all of his services, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Or
but
same
again,
thing,
not
just
a
two, then, another hub page.
yeah, exactly. Not really a huge deal, but just something I like to see. And as link builders, we like these pages as well because they make great targets. Um, I wanted to know, have you checked out his blog at all?
Yeah.
Does he have a blog?
Yeah. It's in
Where is the
the
blog?
menu about.
Uh, okay, blog. There we go. So he's got a bunch of wedding stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I thought
So
was
that's cool,
good.
but
Yeah.
I would like to see more magician stuff. I'm not really seeing much of magician. There's like one, two. There's some more. There's a few magician things at the end. But I feel like this blog was mainly like wedding
I was
stuff.
actually thinking that's kind of good though, because
Well, it's good to have both for sure, but
because the magician term is, like we looked up earlier, less used. And so,
yeah, but
especially
it's
if
also
it's
like his
like,
thing. Like he's not, he doesn't, his service is not weddings. His service is a magician.
mm,
I would like to see
but
more content on a site about the
it's
magician.
like what we looked up, which is, there's
And he doesn't just do weddings.
less
He
than
does
10.
corporate events, he does parties, he does other stuff as well. And it's all revolves around magician being the main thing.
Yeah, but how many people are looking for magician? It's almost like you've got to target a bunch of the related events that you would do in order to get people thinking about magician, If
Yeah, I
there's
get
not
it.
a
It's,
bunch of
but if you look at what he's targeting, it's like very general kind of birthday stuff, very general wedding stuff. What's the chances that you're going to get someone in your geolocation that's searching for something ultra general and ends up converting? I mean, you might get some, but I just feel like
I mean, if you're looking for like
go all in on.
wedding
Okay, so me
ideas,
and Nick are going to disagree on this. I say go all in on your actual niche, which is magician, and you're going to get a higher percentage of conversions out of that versus trying to rank for ultra general stuff. You can do ultra general
I
stuff
just
too, but I would do the magician stuff first as it's what you actually do. Um, yeah, that's just where I'm at on it.
okay.
All right, yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, overall I think he's doing a good job on the way up in the SERPs. Everything's looking good, like doing things as right as I can tell, like not a lot of stuff to critique on this one.
Cool. Did you look at like interlinking or anything?
Yep, and mentioned it.
I'll look at his blog one last time, as he's been such a great client for us. Just want to see like what he's linking to. Um, One I'm seeing really doesn't have any interlinking at all.
I'm on one right now that's only got one. The first two I looked up had at least three.
So the one I'm
So yeah,
showing
I mean
has
you
like a
could
couple
interlink more.
buttons, but no contextual links at all. So if you are
Yeah, I
going to
could
go,
definitely make use of that then.
yeah, if you are going to go the blog route here, be sure to link contextually. This one says it's a blog article, but it's laid out like a page. It's kind of weird. And yeah, I'm not seeing any interlinking at all. Let's look at one more, last one, and we'll move on, guys, I promise. Um, okay, so this one has, well, has an external link. Let me check out his headings real quick. Okay, he is using headings.
Yeah, I'm in another one that doesn't have interlinks either. I guess the first two I checked seem okay, but yeah, he's definitely missing out on some opportunity here.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're going to the blog route, definitely do interlinking. It helps Google understand kind of like what you're trying to do with your website. It also helps drive traffic. I know you have these like kind of buttons placed in your articles, but they're not contextual backlinks essentially, right? So they don't really carry the same kind of weight as a contextual link that's surrounded by information, surrounded by additional context, and lets Google kind of really understand stuff. Yes, definitely I would do that as well. Yeah,
Yeah, this is like the third one, no interlinking
yes.
and no outbound links either. So
So if it was me, you could, as far as the site goes, you could let us keep building links for it. And then as far as what you're doing, I'd try to do the services and locations hub pages, just because they're nice to have for link building targets and just in general. All your blog posts, I would actually try to do some good interlinking on them. It's one of the most, actually the most important kind of like on-page things you can do. I feel like it's even gotten more important over the past like year or two. You can just kind of see crazy results just from doing more interlinking. But that doesn't mean go crazy with it. Like don't go and like spam stuff in your articles. Just do them where they make sense and don't overdo it. And then what were we saying? Contextual interlinks, hub
Yeah.
pages. Oh yeah, I was saying do more magician content. You can do your wedding content or as well, or birthday party stuff or whatever. But I'd really want to, as you are a magician, I'd want more content on the site dealing with magician stuff. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Anything else, Nick?
Nope, all good.
Cool. All right. That was a bit of a long audit. All right. Let's see what questions we got. Sorry for making you guys wait so long. Says Chris's mic volume is a bit low. All right, let me turn this up. Let's see. How's my mic volume now? I don't know why it's so low actually.
I'm hearing you okay, but I don't know if that's well, I mean, we're direct too.
Well, actually, I did notice that my volume was a bit low before. I think when we were doing the stream the other day. So can you go ahead and talk for me, Nick?
Check, microphone check, 1, 2,
Yeah, see, yours
3,
is louder.
4.
I wonder if I accidentally turned my microphone stuff down. How do I even check this? Should that be in like audio? Sound settings. We'll check real quick. Sorry for the wait, guys. Lavalier microphone. Yeah, I'm not really too sure to be honest. I'll have to try to figure that out a little bit later, but hopefully for now it's working all right. And yeah, hopefully you can hear me kind of okay. All right. Let's go over to Facebook. Sorry to keep you guys waiting again because I've got a bunch of questions in here. Hello, Lucian. How you doing? This is a huge question.
Yeah. There's a shorter one that came in a bit earlier, but
Hey, Andre. So we try not to do too much like customer service stuff on the live streams, but we can absolutely answer all of those questions. I would just copy and paste that into an email to info@sirlinksalot.co. It's asking a bunch of questions about PBNs. We can definitely answer all that stuff for you. Not an issue. You're just asking like just a bunch of like kind of general stuff. Do they have traffic? How
yeah.
many URLs? Stuff like that. Um, so, I guess we can answer the second part because it's kind of something more specific. I just recently got an offer from another service provider, and their example PBN was like nearly zero traffic, 11 URLs. All URLs had different trash topics like buy PBN, buy iPhone. Okay, so let's go to SEO life insurance, something about toothpaste. DR 18, which is okay, I guess, but most of the links are from French websites, also some trash links, not niche relevant. Okay, yeah, so it kind of is going to depend. Each service provider is obviously going to be very different. A decent amount of PBNs are like kind of more general than others, but some are, more niche down than others. Kind of just depends on the provider as well. I wouldn't say that just because the PBN isn't super niche relevant that it's bad, but you kind of also don't want it to be like just kind of like a bunch of low quality, kind of like spammy type content, which just seems kind of like you're talking about. It's also pretty normal for a lot of PBNs not to have any traffic. Like a step up from a PBN would be something like a guest post farm. So I'm not going to say regular guest post yet, but guest post farm. So guest post farm is essentially a PBN that they are putting more effort into, right? So they're actually maybe building more backlinks to it or getting it to trying to get it to rank for some stuff. But it's essentially still a PBN, just more effort into it. And you definitely pay for that difference. Or a guest post farm, maybe you pay 50 or $100 or something like that. Maybe for the PBN, you generally are not paying anywhere close to that. That's not even really talking about like where the link location, like homepage or whatever. But for PBNs, it is pretty normal for them not to have much traffic. If traffic's something that you're really worried about, you could go the route of low quality guest posts, or just normal good links, regular guest posts, regular niche edits, link insertions. But they definitely come with a bit of a price difference. But it's two different things, and as I'm sure Nick is about to explain to you, traffic isn't really something that you look for on PBN. It's a completely different tool. It's a completely different thing, and you have to kind of evaluate them in a completely different way. So yeah, what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, in relation to the traffic thing, I mean, if it's only got 11 indexed pages, then it's probably a relatively new PBN too. A lot of times you'll come to find that the older the PBN is, the more it's going to operate like a guest post farm, because it's just accrued so much more information, et cetera, right? Like, and then it looks like an active site, so long as the content is of decent quality and it's not linking out to a bunch of spammy, kind of sites, making things look fairly natural. Now, on relation to it being very general, that's not a huge issue. However, I'd want to look for, well, what kind of clientele do they have? So if I'm seeing a bunch of stuff that's typically associated with spam, like buy PBN links on a PBN or buy iPhone case, which is always spammed out, things like that. Um, I just want to keep it to a minimum. If you see an article here and there about it, but here, I guess, we're talking about a site with 11 indexed URLs in Google. So, kind of early to say how this project's going to turn out as far as the PBN goes, right? Like what type of clientele are they going to put on there? But in relation to insulating yourself, look at the outbound links to authority sites. If they're mixing in a good amount of stuff, from good authority sites that are pretty general, informative, then that can insulate you and it can be fine too. DR18 is pretty good, depending on what you paid for it. But overall, I can't say whether this link would be good or bad for you. If you can get it cheap enough, if your money site is already insulated well enough, like let's say you've already got 200 referring domains from quality sites, and now you want to just, you can pick this up for $5 and you're like, well, should I do it? Whenever there's a big question about the quality, if you can get it cheap enough, etc., so long as it's indexed, you can get that link for really cheap. Just if you're really worried about it and you're well insulated, then go ahead and do a natural anchor to the homepage, and you don't have to worry about it so much. But I'd say, I can't tell you too much more other than that. But sometimes if you're early to a PBN, you're one of those first articles in there, then over time, as that PBN grows, if they're doing everything properly, um, then it can end up being a better link as that site starts to look more natural to Google. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. And I've also adjusted our volumes a little bit. I've turned Nick down, so we should be more equal now. At least that's a temporary fix, so we won't be like super different volumes. Hopefully that helps out. All right.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the show. Invite your friends over. Really helps us
Yeah,
out.
invite your friends.
Yeah, invite them all.
All right. How would you rate English niche relevant backlinks versus German niche relevant backlinks for a German website? English backlinks are obviously way cheaper than German, which is why I would like to get your opinion on that. And then he followed up with a second question that says, can backlinks from English websites have a negative impact on German websites? All right, yeah, so we actually build a lot of backlinks for, as a link building agency, we build backlinks for basically like every country that has the internet, I
Yeah.
think, at this point. It's kind of crazy. I think I just saw, I checked our thing the other day and I saw we had I think we're in 140 plus countries now, which is
Yeah, that's wild.
honestly insane to me. Um, but or maybe it was 100 plus, 100 or 140. Anyway, it was a lot more than I thought. And basically, all of our, or the large majority of our backlinks, the extreme majority are from kind of English websites that are kind of like, more around some of the English audience, mainly like US, but there's some like Canada, some like Australia, some UK, stuff like that. But basically English speaking, right? And what we do for all websites, or what we recommend, is that yes, you still get local backlinks, um, but we think you only need somewhere around like 10% local links essentially. Um, you could do more than that. Of course, I think, you know, um, I would say more local links is always better than less, right? Like if it was me and I'd like put like if I had to choose, I could get like a bunch of German backlinks or a bunch of US backlinks or a mix. I would exhaust like the German options first, maybe, and then do like US options. But depending on what country you're in, it's definitely gonna be a lot harder for people to get backlinks from that country, which is why they end up coming to an agency like ourselves. And yeah, we see pretty good results with about 10% or so. Even with clients who are in our managed link building program, we tell them, definitely keep building links like outside of our service, some local links because we don't provide that. But yeah, 10% or so, and you should be fine. As far as having a negative impact, actually, I feel like you have a much more stronger negative impact if it's the other way around. So essentially, like if you have like an English-based website and you're getting lots of foreign links, I would say there's a higher chance for issues than if you're a foreign site and you're getting lots of English links. But it's not always the case because you just have to ask yourself like, or other links that you're getting from these foreign sites, are they actually relevant? Then they can absolutely be fine. Um, but so there's definitely more factors at play. But you could just imagine something like some international business, like ourselves even. So like Sir Linkslot, we do business in 140 different countries. So it'd be completely natural for us to get backlinks from all these foreign countries, from India, from Pakistan, from South Africa, from just wherever, China. And so if someone's looking at our backlink profile, they could go, oh man, that looks dirty. But hey, we do international business, so it's completely natural, right? So there's definitely more at play than just like where they're coming from. Um, but yeah, hopefully that helps. What do you got on it, Nick?
Yeah, I think maybe some additional factors to think about are just like, are you ranking exclusively in German? And is it a local based website or a national or international based website? How large of the scale? Um, if it's like local based, then obviously you would want to try and hone in on German stuff. If you're exclusively going after German readers, then try and hone in. Now, that's not to say that you can't mix and match. We talk about diversifying our link profile a whole lot. Having English articles as well as German articles pointing at you is perfectly fine. So, if you can't get high authority German links, but you need to mix in some authority, go ahead and get some English links. And like Chris said, think about what's natural. Like here in Texas, for example, we have a huge Latino population. So, like, take a huge website like Walmart, for example, it's going to be getting articles from all over the place in different languages, etc. And that's going to be like a even international campaign because they do exist elsewhere. But like national, we can think about like different hardware stores or grocery stores that exist around here, etc. And then come down from there. So it is very natural. Um, but yeah, like Chris was saying, I would personally say, mix in as many German links as you can, especially if that's the geographic region where you're trying to rank. But no harm in getting English-based links either. I think it was actually in our interview with Julian Goldie where he said he's attacking foreign SERPs, but pretty much just getting English backlinks and ranking fine with it.
What he's doing even is he'll make the type of outreach he's doing is he's basically making like a link magnet page or link magnet pages. So he'll make like some like huge article that's just like way better than all the other articles on it, and he'll make it some kind of like like hot topic or whatever. So something that would just be more likely to attract backlinks. And then so it would be like on a German website, he makes this English article on the German website, and then he'll do outreach specifically for that article. Basically shop it around to a bunch of people, say, hey, I've got this article, blah, blah, blah. And they're just more likely to link to it um, since it's in the um, same language as they operate in. And, but, so we don't need to do that. That's not the way that we build links when we, for our clients, we don't create like articles on your website. So that wouldn't be something you need to worry about if you're getting links from us. But yeah, it's definitely a tactic you could use on your own. And I guess the second part of it would be that, and it does work, right? So, so he's pretty much building backlinks, like only English backlinks to like a German website and a Spanish website, and I can't remember the other ones. And they're ranking well, so it does work. All right, let's see. Guess we'll go over to YouTube real quick and answer a couple from there. Hey bud, did Google update their algorithm because my impression in Search Console dropped a lot? Yeah, Google did release an algorithm update. I think it was within the past week. It was on
22nd.
23rd, it looks like. Here, I'll bring this up on the screen for you guys. So yeah, it looks like this is SEMrush Sensor. You can go check this yourself. It's a free tool. You don't have to have SEMrush to do it. And yeah, you can see right here, there's a Google update on the 23rd. And you can see that the volatility is exactly the same as it had been before. It's been like this for like months now. And actually now the volatility is kind of going down. I know, some people were saying that their sites were affected and stuff, but it's too soon at this point. And honestly, I don't even know how people are going to analyze this update with there's already so much daily volatility without the update. It's going to be so crazy hard. And
Yeah.
that's something Nick has actually talked about before, where he was saying, maybe they're just doing this on purpose because it'll make it harder to do SEO because no one will know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like
We
throwing
we've
sand
been
in your opponent's
going
eyes.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth for what, like 2, 3 months now,
Yeah,
nonstop with high volatility. And at first we were like, whoa, this is crazy. Never seen anything like it. At this point, it's just like we're all numb to it, I
yeah.
feel like. But yeah, how are you going to, dissect variables if there's been this many updates in such a short span of time? It's like, yeah, you can't catch up on everything. We got to wait, let the dust settle, and then kind of see where we're at again. It's like a reset button.
You break your product in order to fix the product. They just
Yeah,
smash it and say, analyze
yeah.
that.
Think about, I wonder how many people gave up on their SEO dreams over the course of like the last 3 months, It's getting harder and harder. Barrier for entry is, more difficult because it's a lot harder than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being a noob this day and age and not having the right people to follow
yeah.
and then trying
Even
to
with the right people
get
to
my
follow.
footing right now. It's like I remember how stressed I was just as a noob SEO when I did start, and things were most certainly easier than they are now. Yeah, it'd be a pretty wild ride. So if you found us, then kudos, because we are here to help you understand where we're currently at.
But yeah, just a couple things. The volatility has been like this for a while, so understand that it's going to be insanely hard to analyze. This was only like a week ago, so even if all this volatility before the update didn't exist, it would still be too soon to really like make any big calls. People really wouldn't have really had enough time with the data yet to make any good decisions. Algo updates usually take a week or two to roll out anyways, and they can kind of recover or bounce back a lot even in that time. So you're going to be looking at a minimum of 2 weeks before trying to find information on this. And then I honestly, I don't even know if anyone's going to try to analyze it because like Nick had said, this volatility has been going on for now for like what, 2, 3 months where it's just high and no one's even trying to say what's happening anymore.
Insane.
Like no one's even trying to
I
give an
can't
answer.
think of the last time I saw a post about
No.
here's what I think is happening.
Yeah, no, no.
And if I did see that, I'd be like, I'll read you and let's see what you're kind of just making up.
Yeah. So anyway, what you can do as far as like being proactive goes is you just keep doing all the stuff that you know is good. That means you build quality backlinks, not just any backlinks, build quality backlinks. Follow backlink best practices like anchor text diversity, link diversity, or even like target URL diversity. Um, you know, just do a good job building links. Next up, make sure all your keyword research is actually good. Make sure you're matching search intent. Make sure your articles are well written and cover the topic fully. Make sure that you're adding like unique information and not just like spinning out tons of auto-generated AI content. Make sure you're doing like proper interlinking. Make sure your page is optimized well for on-page SEO. And then, make sure your technical SEO is sound. Just do all the stuff that we know is good, and just keep moving forward like that. That's what you want to do in times like this, is just keep doing the good stuff. Yeah, just focus on quality for now, and either the internet's going to explode or you're going to be okay. So either way, it's a good thing to do, right? All right. Anything else on that, Nick?
No, no.
Hey, have you tried the branded Web 2.0 citations you talked to Kyle Roof about? If so, how good was the effect? Yeah, so if you guys don't remember, we had a podcast with Kyle Roof, and he talked about how he likes building Web 2.0s, but the Web 2.0 only has one page on it, and it's branded, and it just has basically the same information a citation would have on it. So it'll have like maybe a map embed for your business, have like your business name, address, phone number, maybe a business description. So he's essentially just making a Web 2.0, but just putting all the information for a citation on it. And we had said during the podcast that we thought it was a cool idea, but no, we have not tried it yet. But I wouldn't say not to do it. I would say I still like it. I think it's a cool
That's a good
idea.
idea. Yeah.
Um, but
I
yeah,
honestly kind of forgot about it.
yeah,
Now I'm like, oh, yeah, I wish I would have remembered because I would have done it by now.
yeah, sure. But at the same time, you also have to remember, it is still just a Web 2.0. It's still basically a citation, right? So is this going to make or break your link building strategy? No. Is it a good addition to like your kind of foundational link building, like you do in the beginning for a website, or just at some point in your website to add a little diversity? Sure, it's good. But it's not really going to propel you to crazy rankings unless maybe you're in some like ultra low competition niche or something. Maybe it's enough to kind of move the needle a little bit. Anything to add on that, Nick?
What I will say, Web 2.0, like branded Web 2.0s can be good for is taking up positions for your brand name in the SERPs. So like insulating that other people can't rank up there for your brand name, etc. And they are good for especially branded stuff. If you're trying to get it to rank up there with your website, your YouTube, etc. On page 1, 2 for your brand name for Google, then they can be used pretty well as tier 1 or tier, doing tiered link building too. So yeah, those two things. But overall, yeah, for rankability, outside of that, maybe not.
All right. Um, do you know anything about XPath, Nick?
No clue. I saw that question. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, Russell, we're not going to be able to answer that one. But we do use Screaming Frog for technical SEO stuff. But yeah, not familiar with XPath scraping. All right, let's come back over to Facebook. It looks like you might have pat that one in twice, Andre. Okay, let's look at Lucian's second question here. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Doesn't matter if you think it's a beginner question or an advanced question. If it's anything about SEO, go ahead and ask us and we will get to you. And also like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And join us on Facebook, SEO Roundtable. We're in there every day answering questions and posting tips.
Don't forget, you've only got one day left to get 10% off our managed link building. If you've ever thought
True.
about using it, right now is a great time to do so.
Managed link buildings are 100% done for you link building service. You just set a goal and give us your goals and give us your budget, and we just handle the rest. We make all the decision making, build backlinks, deliver them every month. 10% off, one more day, yeah. So you gotta be quick because there's an application process. All right. Uh, why isn't traffic important for a PBN? Why does Google even consider the link if the website has no traffic and very general topics? Now, so I'll go ahead and answer this first, and then I'll let Nick do it since he's our PBN expert. Um, but yeah, so essentially, we do like looking at traffic when we're gauging, how healthy a website is. But you have to understand that PBNs are not really normal websites, right? They're kind of like this. They're kind of like a very minimal effort type of not, I don't want to say hack, but it's a black hat tactic where you're basically just trying to repurpose all of this old link juice that a site had and not do too much extra work and then just push that link juice off to another target, right? And so, these sites usually are not, sometimes they are similar to the sites that they were before, sometimes they're not. And so, they just the same effort is not usually put into the content, establishing topical authority about a certain thing, etc. And so, this is, and I'm not going to say that traffic is not something you want to look at when you're looking at real websites. When you're looking at real websites, traffic's a nice, a little indicator. Of course, you always want to look into stuff more fully. But at the same time, is traffic, just because a site has no traffic, does that mean it's a bad link? You could say absolutely not. So let's take this example. Let's say there's a real website, not even a PBN, an actual real website, and let's say they have 100 referring domains. So they have 100 people linking to them, and they're actually good links. And now let's say this website, the actual content on the website, these guys know nothing about SEO. They have no idea what they're doing. They're not even really trying to rank for anything. They just write like random stuff every now and then maybe. But they still have all of this link juice flowing to their site. So, maybe Google hasn't rewarded them with ranking anything. Maybe their articles aren't well written or whatever as far as what Google wants, but, the people are linking to their website or whatever. Maybe they like their service. Maybe they like their founder or something. Maybe they just trust the company and they sell one service, but whatever. And yeah, so you can still try to push this link juice off to somewhere else, and the site could technically have zero traffic. Or even in the cases of like very low traffic, let's say you find a guest post site that has that's like DR 50, but they only have 500 traffic. Well, go look at the keywords they're ranking for. Like maybe the keywords that their niche or whatever are just a super low search volume or something. Maybe they're ranking like pretty okay for them. So the site could actually have like real low traffic, but be ranking for what they're actually trying to rank for. So it's definitely just something kind of look in a little bit more. And traffic's definitely not the end all be all, especially when you're talking about a black hat thing like a PBN, which it kind of operates in a different kind of way. It just doesn't really try to function like a real site, really. But we'll let Nick talk about this since he's our PBN guy. What's up, Nick?
So I think something to consider is, people get kind of obsessed, especially as SEOs, we get obsessed with looking at different data sets and then deciding, oh, well, I like looking at this the most, because it gives me like a broad scope picture or whatever. Traffic for a while was like this trending topic where everything had to be like all traffic. And if it didn't have traffic, it was garbage and blah, blah, blah. But if you think about what's natural, there's tons of mom and pop sites out there that exist, tons. And I was trying to just look up percentages. I'll have to look it up and get back to you. But what percentage of websites out of all the websites that exist or that are known to exist pop up on the top pages of SERPs? Majority of people don't even know what SEO is. That's the fact of the matter. And when people get websites, they're not necessarily SEO optimized, or when somebody starts a blog about, political campaigns they're following, it doesn't mean that they understand SEO and that their permalink structure and yada yada are dedicated to trying to rank in the SERPs. Now, that doesn't mean that if the website isn't or is indexed in Google, even though it's not ranking for anything, even though Google can't categorize it very well, it doesn't mean that there's not important information, going through that site. So, a lot of the stuff that you've got to look for are the variables outside of that. Would traffic be ideal? Absolutely. But is it an absolute must in order to pass link juice? I would say absolutely not. And I've even, tested it before where I've had like 4 PBNs, if I remember correctly. And it wasn't a very difficult metro, but definitely a pretty decent competitive niche, well, real estate based, where even though they had very little RD going to these expired domains that I purchased to make a PBN out of them specifically for this one asset, since they were very geographic relevant and they were very niche relevant, with those 4 PBNs alone, no traffic, no nothing, just setting them up like local mom and pop sites and then linking back, I was able to rank on page one for, a real estate based term using those. And those are PBNs with no traffic. Those were the only links pointed at that particular inner page. So, yeah, I think if you get into the notion that having no traffic means that the site is worthless, you're kind of ignoring variables that can be very, worthwhile to you in your campaign.
Yep. Um,
Now, having said that, our PBN, the one that we're currently running, has been up for a long time, and you'll see that like as you start to add new articles, etc., you'll start to move up for different positions. This new PBN that we're rolling out here pretty soon, is going to be, yeah, pretty sweet in that aspect. I think y'all are going to really like what you see for,
yeah,
shameless plug.
in general, I just wouldn't don't try to evaluate PBNs like you would a normal site. And I think it's a lot of mistakes people make. They're used to hearing everything they need to think about backlinks, and then they try to apply the same kind of stuff to a PBN. And I just look at them completely differently. You can't really evaluate them in the same way, I don't think. Or else, yeah, and if you try to apply the same concepts, you're essentially turning the PBN into one step up, which would just be a guest post farm. Um, but yeah, still not on the level of like a guest post or a
Yeah, and
niche rank or something.
a lot of guest post farms, a lot of those websites don't really get much traffic either.
Some do, but yeah.
It's been a, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely, but a lot of times, like if you're going through, like, let's say somebody on Fiverr's list, they've got like 30 sites, let's say like, 15%, 20% are going to have decent traffic, look natural, and a lot of them are just going to be basically PBNs.
All right. Very successful with local SEO using links like your pillow link package, but a little more advanced. Didn't build a single link like PBN, editorials, etc. Do you guys think it will work with affiliate sites? Yeah, so with a local website, if you're in like a low competition, local niche, you can definitely rank them with stuff like our pillow links or just kind of these like very, which are generally just links that anyone can go and make if you have enough time, like citations, social profiles, forums, blog comments. I think I already said citations, maybe it's like social signals, all this stuff. Anyone can go and make them. It just takes a little bit of time and know-how, audio, video, links, etc. But yeah, you can rank for that stuff in low competition, local niches. You could even use it to rank for low competition affiliate niches. The problem is that even like the lowest competition affiliate niche is usually going to be like much higher competition than a low competition local niche. There's just not, because a local niche, you're dealing with a very small geographic area versus an affiliate niche, you're literally dealing like national or international even. And so even if it's a topic that a lot of people don't search for, it's still going to be so much higher than, yeah, a low competition local niche. So, I can't say it won't work, but you'd have to find a pretty low competition niche to get it to work. And it would be hard for me to tell you to plan on doing that. I would, if you're going to get into affiliate, I would plan on things being a little bit more difficult, and yeah, planning your link building strategy according to that. Plan on using some actual links with some power behind them, like guest posts, niche edits. You can do some haro. Mix in some PBN links from time to time if you'd like to, alongside all your stuff like your pillow link stuff. Anything to add to that, Nick?
Yeah, I think you're right in saying, have a bigger scope for your affiliate site. And one of the biggest reasons why is because if we think about like local sites, again, these are service providers that can make money even if there's limited traffic. Like, let's say there's 20 people searching for it per month. Maybe it only takes one client to really, make up a good amount of the money that they make every year. Versus if you're in affiliate and you're spending money, kind of beefing out your site with content that is relevant to this particular thing that you're trying to rank for, while only doing a limited number of pillow style linking backlinks, then I think you're going to be cutting yourself short because in the end, is that niche down website even going to be lucrative enough to like sustain moving into another part of or another niche or something like that? Yeah, I think you'd just be kind of shooting yourself in the foot to think that yeah, I think you'd want to have a little bit more going for you if you were going to move into affiliate for sure.
For sure. Tiered backlinks best practices and why. Um, so we actually talked about this on one of our recent live streams, but I guess you didn't see it. So for Nick and I are not really very big on tiered link building. I think you would get much more out of your time and effort if you just focused on building more quality backlinks directly to your website. Um, People don't like this answer because it means they can't use auto-generated, low-cost, spammy stuff, which is generally why people want to do tiered link building. But if you were just to, instead of doing this, if you would spend some time on learning how to do some outreach or learning how to automate it better, or if you want to do it yourself so you can save money or whatever, I just feel like it would be end up working out a lot better for you, and you'd have like this another skill which would be um, could move forward with you into the future, as backlinks are just so important. Will probably get more important as time moves forward with all this AI content. Now everyone's going to have the same great AI content, so it's going to come down to backlink outreach perhaps, to see who's going to rank the highest. But anyway, back to tiered link building. We do some tiered link building, but we just don't, it's not like a core part of our strategy. Well, I guess you could say it's somewhat of a core part, but not what you think it's going to be. We generally tend to maybe do a little tiered link building to your main social properties. So for example, your YouTube channel, your Instagram profile, your Twitter profile, your Facebook business page, stuff like this. I think these are really good tiered link targets because not only are they have a link from a high authority site going to your website, but they're also very natural link targets, right? So if you're actually active on these channels, it would make sense that some people link to them from time to time as well. You could also power up some stuff, like if you have like a really nice guest post or something, or a really nice haro link you landed, or just whatever, a really nice editorial link, you could try to power these up a bit. But in general, that's pretty much what we're doing with tiered link building. And then as far as what we're using to do them, we what we would say is that Google is pretty good at detecting spam. They can detect it for multiple tiers back. And so that when you're doing tiered link building, while you could definitely use some cheaper links, I wouldn't go the super spammy black hat route. We've got like our barrage niche edits or our bulk level 1 packs, which I think are live now. Can't even remember, Jesus. But these are great tools for this because they're just lower cost niche edits. They're lower authority as well, but they're good for kind of powering stuff up while still being natural. You could throw in a PBN from time to time. Um, yeah, niche edits, PBN. Or you could even do some like low quality guest posts, maybe even some guest post farms. But still, basically when you're doing your tiered link building, you could knock it down a little bit as far as quality goes when you're building links directly. But at the same time, I wouldn't knock it down too far. And I would say best practice is just to build somewhat similarly to how you'd built your own site. And then as far as like anchor text and stuff, just make sure it makes sense. You already know the rules of anchor text. Use the same rules when you're linking to your tiered targets. Branded URL, generic anchors. You can do some exact match, whatever. Just make sure it makes sense. Make it natural. You don't need to go too crazy. You could even go more natural since you're using kind of lower quality links to do your tiered stuff. You could even go more natural on your anchor text, just so it's not even a bigger red flag essentially. Yeah. What do you got on this, Nick?
Okay, so first off, yeah, like Chris said, we are not like, especially in comparison to somebody we interviewed, Craig Campbell, he does like to spam tiered backlinks using GSA and stuff like that, and if you know how to use that stuff, maybe that's something you want to try and get away with, fine. I wouldn't call it best practice unless you really know what you're doing. He seems very confident. If you want to watch that um, podcast that we did with him, but I don't think he gives actionable advice on it other than to find really clean spam essentially that you can use, and that takes a pretty keyed in eye. Tiered or best practices for tiered backlinks that I would say we do is every few months, like this is about as crazy as I get with it, is every few months I'll go in and I'll tier links to higher end links that I've had. And I won't do a whole lot, maybe like one or two links to um, different posts that have kind of been around for a little while. I'll use either long tail anchors based on what I was using that guest post. So if the topic of the guest post was like best dog toy, then I would make the tiered anchor something like this article about dog toys, something like that, right? And what you don't want to do with tiered links. Oh, okay, so yeah, like Chris said, you can use niche edits, the lower end stuff. You can use guest post lower end stuff, a PBN here and there, but don't get too crazy with it. What you don't want to do is use stuff like blog comments or anything that wouldn't be natural to have pointing at a inner page and that is really cheap and spammy. Google's going to be able to read 3-4 tiers back, right? It's not like you're well hidden here. So don't go spending a lot of money on good tier 1 links and then spamming them out with tier 2 links unless you really know what you're doing. But then even when you know what you're doing, know that at some point in time later on, it can have adverse effects. So longevity is something that we always preach here. Those would be best practices. And then another thing is one of the reasons that I like to tiered link, especially up front to things like social profiles, or like I said earlier, even maybe like some branded Web 2.0s would be so that you control the SERP for your particular brand. And sometimes getting started, that might not seem like a big deal. But over time, if you do grow a brand, there's going to be people trying to parasite off what you're doing. Yeah, I would say you want to control that. And especially if you are your own brand, then, having your name and then your brand's name all well insulated by having higher powered Facebook, YouTube, and different assets like that in your SERPs, definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I guess I'll just reiterate one more time. Like Nick said, we talked to Craig about this, and there's some more black hat people who like to just completely spam things out. But it's definitely not what we do. And I just feel like the majority of people would be much better served on just trying to learn how to do everything well. And so instead of trying to learn how to like cut as many corners as you can, Like learn how to do it well. Like learn how to make good content. Learn how to actually have really good technical SEO. Learn how to build actually good backlinks. Like learn how to do all of these things, and you're gonna have such like an incredible skill set that it's almost like hard not to make money on the internet. So, I just see this, I see a lot of this like really low end, kind of like black hat, low energy stuff as just kind of a waste of time. And it's just not what we do. I'm sure there are some people that are using it to success or whatever. But, if you want to talk about building up websites that you're going to be able to resell or working on actually like bigger projects that you want to actually, generate, we're even talking like 7-figure companies, right? Like making over $1 million a year on a website. When you're talking about like big stuff like this, if you want to get to that level, you need to learn how to do these skills versus trying to shortcut all the time, essentially. Um, yeah, this is kind of what our approach is. Longevity, trying to have as little problems with the algorithm in the future, building stuff to last, building stuff that you can sell without buyers freaking out because your link profile is just complete garbage. It's just what we're interested in. Um, Anything else, Nick?
Nope, all good.
Oh, you got really quiet.
Check, check. Oh, can you hear me?
That definitely seems a little quiet still. Talk again?
Check, check.
Okay, I
Hello, hello, hello. All right.
think it's all
I
right.
put it on mute because Carl was barking. But
Carl's
I didn't mess
his
with anything
child, by the
else.
way, his son.
Carl is my dog.
His son's a
Yes.
barker.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Get
right.
back in your cage.
Let's do we'll do one we started a little bit late. Let's do this one more here. We'll do a quick audit and then we'll head out. I'll pass that to you real quick. We'll get this pulled up on Ahrefs for you guys and then we will dive in. Website first. And I do not believe this guy is a client of ours. All right. And let's see what, oops, definitely pushed the wrong button there. Let's see what he says. All right, so he just says, I wanted to ask if you could review my site to give me the expectations about the state of it. So yeah, really not too much info here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look, see what's going on. Generally, guys, if you're going to pass us an audit, we do like to have a little more information, like what are you doing to the site? What are your problems? Like what do you think's going on? It definitely kind of helps point us in a direction since we're trying to do these things real quick on live, but we can always work with what you give us. All right, let's see what we got. So DR5 with 99 referring domains, so it pretty much shows me that the backlinks he's built are low quality. For 99 referring domains, you'd want to see more like, I don't know, DR10, DR20, something like that. I would hope, but it could just be lagging behind. Depends when you built those backlinks. Could take some time for the score to adjust. But in general, I would say it's probably low quality backlinks. Got 28 traffic, 688 keywords. Looks like the keywords and traffic are taking a dive. Is that taken from the? Yeah, it looks like we're pretty much right at the
Yeah.
algo update, which just happened about a week ago. I think he had actually asked us for the audit before this, so I'm sure he wants to audit even more now. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, as far as the algo update, it's not really something we're gonna be able to tell you much about, other than it isn't. There was an algo update. It looks like you just got hit by. We don't have more information on it yet. We don't know what's going on. There's an insanely high volatility that's been going on for 3 or 4 months now, so it's hard to see what's going on. And basically, there's no information on this algo update yet. But we'll go ahead and take a look. You want to start with the off page?
Yeah, I will say, I mean, just looking at the off page, you already get a view into what's going on here, regardless of the algo update. I'm actually pretty surprised, they were kind of going up, especially if you look at the anchors and how over optimized they are.
Mm,
Um, and the fact that they're, majority of this is all spam backlinking.
Gotcha.
So we've got a bunch of money-based anchor texts. As a matter of fact, I'm not seeing any branded anchor
Yeah,
text.
these links are rough. I did the filters and it brought it
Yeah,
down
they're
to
bad.
five. It brought it down to five links that were kind of okay, but
It's
then when you look at them, it's all like spam,
no, it's all yeah,
spam or
it's
like
all bad.
profiles. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
With all
basically,
money anchors, yeah.
like we had said before even looking at the website, we knew it was going to be low quality backlinks, and it was in fact low quality backlinks. Nick said,
Yeah, guys,
go ahead.
when you get started, with a new project, don't go to Fiverr and start buying random links and then, or letting somebody do it for that matter. And then a lot of times they'll ask you, what are you trying to rank for? We'll specifically create a anchor text profile for what you're trying to go
Jesus.
after. And
That's,
if you guys didn't do this to this site and maybe you went to like a done for you service that's, on a cheaper place, a lot of times that's what you're going to see is a bunch of spam with exact match anchors. A lot of these going to inner pages that you're trying to rank for, um,
this is
or
actually
even
some
to
of the
your
worst
homepage.
anchor
But it's
text I've
just
seen in a while.
it's bad, yeah.
Like every
So
anchor
anyhow,
text starts with best. Like his top, out of like
best,
his top 20
yeah,
anchors, like every one of them has the word best in it.
yeah.
Like exact match anchors
So
and best.
yeah, right out of the gate, like this is spammy, this is manipulative. Like
And some of them have been used
you're not
over
going to be
like
able to
20
move
times.
something with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's looking pretty rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd need a disavow yet, but you'd start by prodding by doing natural anchors with better backlinks
Yeah.
to your homepage, and seeing, if over time maybe you can get things looking a bit more natural.
Ugh.
But even here, it's like, honestly, since you are crashing so hard and since this is such garbage, I'd be like, this is one of the first times where I'm like, if you want to just
Start
go
over.
ahead and just do a disavow, go ahead and do it.
I would say
Yeah, and start
I
over.
would say you could even just start over on a fresh domain because the disavow is going to
Yeah, you
take
could
like
do
time
that
and
too.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you probably spent what, like $50 on this blast or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're not really losing much if you start over, and you'd probably go faster than if you were to try to disavow and recover it at this point.
Yeah.
At least that, if it was me, if someone gave me this website, I wouldn't try to build anything on it. Would you?
Nah. Nah.
I'd feel better just starting off on a blank slate, really. But
Yeah.
if for whatever reason you are inclined to continue on and you don't want to just move the content somewhere else, um, like Nick
Yeah,
said,
maybe you bought a DBA or something
you
for
could
it and,
disavow, or you could just slowly start like adding good backlinks over time and improving your website itself, and just wait for it to naturally recover. And if it doesn't work for a while, uh, you know, then you could start thinking about disavow. But now you're talking about eating up lots of time doing that and more
mm,
resources. I feel like I'd want to start over.
yeah.
Because I really didn't see a single good link. Like it was actually
No,
zero. The filter brought it down to
zero.
five, and then out of those five, zero of them were good.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just basically out the money you paid for your spam blast, and you can just move the content somewhere else. But yeah, let's go look at the website itself. Um,
Right out of the gate, I'm seeing what looks like Ezoic on here. I know that's last I checked, or last I was messing with it, or last I heard in our group, definitely affecting rankings negatively. Just
I
FYI
don't
for
know. Some
anybody
people seem to
messing
do
with
okay
that.
with it, and then some people
Yeah.
it just slams them. I don't really know what it is that causes the for it to work or not,
For
but
mine, I think it was all the ridiculous outbound links that I mean, it just like it made everything seem like spam.
so the site's got about 120 pages on it. Let's see, what are they trying to do here? Go look at some of the articles. Articles all look like they're written in the 90s. Um, like really old style of like kind of web design.
Yeah.
Um,
Not seeing a lot of interlinking or
Yeah,
authority outbound linking on this stuff.
I'm seeing walls of text, no images
Yep.
except for the one image at the top. Um, you've got a link to Amazon that just says check out best gear. Without even looking at anything further, I'm just going to say that you
Check out Chris's on-page guide. Start there and then, yeah, go down the rabbit hole for a while.
you've got a long way to go as far as learning SEO.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just okay. So first of all, I'd want to start on a theme. Just use some kind of theme or whatever that doesn't look so like old school or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. That's not really an SEO thing. It's just people. You're gonna want people to convert. You're gonna want to actually write good articles. I'm not saying this article might even be okay. I don't even really know. It looks like it might be written by AI. It might not be. It's the content is even very like how the article I'm looking at maybe less than 500 words. I'm not even sure. Um, like Nick said, no real interlinking here. Your call to action links are not. No one's gonna click that. Use some nice like buttons and stuff. Um, but yeah, it seems like you've got a long way to go here on both the website and the link building sides. Our article on page SEO could be a good start, but for someone like this, I might even recommend getting a course, um, just because it seems like it just seems like there's a lot left to learn. What would you think about recommending a course to this person, Nick?
Yeah, completely. Because it's like they've got it seems like they've got like a very basic understanding of what they're doing. It's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. You understand you need backlinks, you understand kind of, how content's supposed to kind of be laid out, but you're missing the refining parts of all of this stuff. So it's kind of just slapped together, but this car is not going to run type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course would be great.
Yeah, and as far as courses go, we always recommend Matt Diggity, Affiliate Lab.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably, and then you could also check out Authority Hackers. You can also check out Kyle Roof. They have IMG, Internet Marketing Gold. I believe that's kind of like a course type thing. I'm not even really 100%. But I think those are, am I missing anything as far as courses go? Are those
No, I mean, I would probably point them to the lab. I think that's just like a really
Affiliate Lab, Diggities?
user-friendly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it does seem
Mm-hmm.
like you're doing affiliate stuff, so Diggities could be a good choice for you. I'm not really sure what the others concentrate more fully on, but yeah, those three are definitely worth checking out, and you could decide from there. Diggity Affiliate Lab, Kyle Roof, IMG, Internet Marketing Gold, and then Authority Hacker.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, we're not trying to be rude and like not give you an audit here. There's a lot, and so there's a lot more than we could talk about here than would make sense to do. Just so it would take us too much time and basically teaching you how to like make a website and do SEO. Um, I don't want to discourage you because we've had some other viewers that were like this and they really tried to watch our streams and over time tried to improve and do better. But now we don't know where Pete is. Pete's gone missing, so I
Yeah,
wonder if
he
Pete actually
has.
gave up or if he's still working. I hope he's still working, but
Hope he's still working, yeah.
it's definitely doable. But yeah, a course definitely helps. Me and Nick, we both used courses when we first got started, and I honestly can't imagine diving in without some. I mean, of
No.
course, we provide lots of like resources and stuff, but especially when you first dive in, having that structure can be so nice. Just the hand holding if you're real unfamiliar with the stuff. But if you are
For
familiar with
sure.
the stuff, then you can do the free stuff online. You know, of course, our Facebook group, our YouTube channel are good things to do. But you're going to have to know what to search for, right? You're going to have to know what to ask versus someone just walking you through all the basics, which is what might be a good idea for you. Um, but all right, anything left to add on that one, Nick?
No, all good.
Okay. Let's see if I've got any more questions that came in last minute, and then we will get out of here. All right, this is going to be the last one for real this time, boys and girls. Hey guys, is it still worth to target a local keyword term if there is Google Maps at the top of the SERPs? Bit concerned that people won't scroll down. Yeah, I mean most local terms, well, a lot of most local terms have Google Maps at the top, right? Um, but yeah, so you're going to want to be on Google Maps and you're going to want to rank a page for it. And these things kind of seem to work together in a way, right? So it's like you're ranking your page and you're also ranking the GMB at the same time. And Google kind of relates them together, but they don't exactly have to like move together. It's not exactly like, they don't just move exactly together where if one's number one, the other one will be number one. But yeah, absolutely. I would focus on ranking both, but it's hard to say that I would not focus on maps. Um, it's right at the top. It's what people see first. You're definitely going to want to be up there as well, if at all possible. If not, if for whatever reason you can't get a GMB or a GBP, whatever they call them now, you can still try to rank. You just have to take into account that your click-through rate or that your conversions, basically the amount of people that are going to be going and scrolling down and clicking you versus people that are going to be up top in the maps, you're definitely going to lose a good amount of potential traffic from that. But it's definitely still something you can do. And people, you are going to get website visitors, or you should, theoretically. Nick, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, typically in any local area, there's going to be, majority of the SERPs that you want to go after are going to include that map pack. And yes, map pack is going to get the vast majority of all the clicks. Now, is that to say that it's not worthwhile? I'm guessing you're trying to do like a rank to rent or something like that, and you're worried that you can't get a map pack. So you want to know whether it's worthwhile to try and rank a local service provider or a website, looking for local service providers for those SERPs that have map packs. You're gonna have to try and kind of like gauge what your ROI is on that. How much is that lead going to pay you, and then understanding that if you're not in the map pack, you're not going to get the vast majority of those leads. So if this is you starting a new project, you're not sure whether you want to go into this local rent to rent situation without being able to get into the map pack, or you should go affiliate or something like that. So in to put it simply, yeah, it can still be worthwhile. Let's say you own a landscaping company and you want to try and get a page ranked in a neighboring city, but you're not going to have a map pack there, then yes, I would say that that's worthwhile. But let's say you're ranked to rent model, you're just a SEO. You're not partnered with any service provider, and you want to rank a website exclusively for plumber in Maryland without the map pack and try and funnel leads to somebody. It can be worthwhile, but I would say it's probably not the best course of action right out of the gate. Just know that without the map pack, you're at a huge disadvantage
Yeah.
in local.
But it's not always possible. And like Nick said, it can still be a great idea. You're trying to expand to other locales and you can't get a Google business profile there yet. So you won't be able to get in map pack. You can still try to rank those pages, especially if they're maybe it's not even a city. Maybe you're even trying to do stuff for like different like suburbs of a city or something. It could be like
Yeah.
a little bit lower competition or whatever. So maybe it'd be easier to rank it up at the top, right? So maybe you're not on like the maybe you're not in the Mac pack up there, but you can get you can rank actually build some authority to your site and rank the page up at the top. Then might still be able to get a decent amount of traffic, but like Nick said, you're definitely at a disadvantage. People like the map pack. It's just right there. It's all nice and the layout's very good and all the phone numbers and everything. It just makes it quick and nice and easy, and that's
And
definitely
then mobile, I'm
yeah,
looking for a plumber, it's emergency. I'm going to click, somebody in the map pack. It's
yeah,
that simple. And majority of people are doing that. Um, and before we let you go, I guess, something else to consider, since we do, do things out of the norm here. Um, you can always kind of think outside of the box too, and maybe get yourself a map pack in a specific geographic region. Where you don't live or where you don't even know anybody. There's a lot of different websites where you can put up ads to see if maybe somebody will receive a Google postcard for you for, 20, $30 or something like that. So, don't let us smash your dreams either. Like if you think outside the box and you really want that map pack, it's getting harder to do. I will say that because they're asking for photographic evidence and stuff like that, but there's still people that can to make it happen. And I've even heard of some service providers that have been working again for map packs.
nice. Good to know.
Can't name any, but yeah,
Yeah, we were even
I've
selling
heard of it.
GMBs there for a while. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that was short lived. I almost forgot about that.
yeah. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it there. I saw there was one more question that said, what do you think about tiered link building? Is it
Same, yeah.
worth it if safe and done right? Is it very effective? We just did like a 5 or 10 minute video on this earlier in this live stream. So just use the thing and scroll back, and you can just listen to our answer there and see what we think about it. And if for some reason that's not working, you can just search our channel for tiered link building. We did a similar answer like a week or two ago as well. All right, guys. Yeah, hopefully our answers helped you out. What do we got going on? Like, comment, subscribe. Of course, always do that. Join us on Facebook, SEO Roundtable. We're in there every day answering questions and posting tips. You can also subscribe to our newsletter to get updates on like sales or just new podcasts we're doing and stuff. Go check out our most recent podcast with Julie and Goldie. We talk about spinning up big AI content websites and getting them to rank on easy mode. We got a new podcast going to be coming up in a week or two with Sir Charles Float on Parasite SEO. We've got our managed link building sale going on for one more day. It's 10% off our managed link building service. This is where you basically let us know your ranking goals and you give us a link building budget. And then our team analyzes your website and we decide exactly what backlinks to use, what types of links, what power levels, what anchor text, what target pages. We just make all the decisions so you can go concentrate on your content and we do the backlinks. So one day left for that sale, 10% off managed link building.
Flagship product,
What else
no
we
doubt about
got?
it.
Oh, you can go check out our new niche edits product, level 1 bulk packs, which is kind of like a step up from our barrage packs, low authority niche edit packs that end up being very low cost links, which you can get in bulk. Um, Domains, we had a big domains update, and go check out our domains list to see what's going on in there. We have a massive PBN update coming soon. It's not live yet, but it's coming soon. PBN update. It's going to be a big change to the way we're
Excited
doing our
about that one.
PBNs. That's pretty cool. Going to be fun to use ourselves a bit as well. And
Yeah.
then what's next? Oh, we got press releases coming soon. Hopefully we can get those out to you guys within this week, but I can't promise that exactly. What else we got? Anything else? Is that pretty much it for now?
I think that's about it. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff. If you're not in SEO Roundtable, make sure you get in there, where we're most active and kind of, talking about day in, day out activities.
For sure, for sure. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up, and we will see you next